and it's their intrinsic
And then, this food basically robs.
sound feasible, sound like controlling that place. And that was the goal. So, of course, once that got set up, you get the Pope. You get the papacy, Christianity is spreading, and then the papacy is like the dude who's going to be running this stuff. A lot of people didn't like that. So this is why it was a need for Islam. So once Christianity, Rome, and the Pope got into certain places, and they started to slowly take over the ruling power there, everybody thinks that, the rulers of these lands now was the same as back then. You had different rulers then. So if you have your own territory and you conquering and you're doing well and you really, doing good with the people respect you and this and that. Once everything became like control under religion, it was easier for Rome to come in there and basically critique these rulers based upon the religion. So once the rulers started to see that, well, wait a minute, this papacy, Rome, is basically controlling us or trying to control us with this doctrine. It will be easy for Rome to say to the people, your ruler is not following the doctrine, it's not following the religion, he's doing wrong, he's going to lead you to hell, and get the people to turn on the ruler. So a lot of rulers seen this, which is why a lot of them took doctrines and changed it to fit their agenda, and why Christianity spread so much, because it was a weapon. A lot of rulers used it to control their territory. So it was a need for Islam. And the whole thing was, since Rome was in these certain places and controlling these areas, when the people started to get wind that Rome was just simply here to try to take over, a lot of them did not go for the Pope. And as I put out in the Islamic video, the video on Islam, that they used Islam to basically take control of these lands that wasn't going for the Pope. That's what the Crusades was about. It wasn't about getting rid of Islam. It was about getting rid of these churches and these rulers in certain places who didn't want to, really answer to the Pope, who was against the Pope. I mean, look at it now. Everybody just cool with this Pope thing. I mean, you got all these rulers fighting and bombing and controlling stuff and all this fighting that was going on around the world. Nobody touched the Pope. Nobody touched Rome and touched the fact that they had all this money, they had all this power. And a lot of people don't look at that. So you got to understand who was really controlling things and who was running stuff. So this whole thing, we have phase 1, Judaism, phase 2, Christianity, phase 3, of course, Islam. And Islam basically was there to take control of the Middle East and to help basically set up this whole, Islamic movement. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 was the doctrines. We are in phase 3 now, as I said in the Islamic video, which is Islam, and Islam is here to bring about the Third World War. That was also, a part of their strategy, World War I, basically to create a military-industrial complex, basically that's basically going to control and put these countries in check. You got to understand, all these countries, these leaders are in on this shit together. They are following the same plan of conquest, of rule of a people. So this is why you have social security numbers here in this country and in other countries as well. They are all following that same strategy that's worked for controlling the people, and they don't want to let up their power. It's like you doing dirt to keep your people under control, just like I am. So if you tell your people what I'm doing, or tell my people what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell your people what you are doing, because we really both just crooks. And they all crooks. We are all basically being controlled and under these ruling powers who are in cahoots, using the same scams and strategies to control us. But now, since you got people who basically saying, or rulers who basically said, I don't want no part of what y'all trying to do. I'm doing good here. I run my country. I don't want no part of this whole new world order stuff y'all talking about. I want to keep doing what I've been doing. And you got the leader saying, nah, it's not about that. We need this one world government. We need one ruler. We need to bring it all together. And anybody who's not down with that, as you can see, they are getting rid of, and they're using Islam to do so. So World War I was basically, get this whole military-industrial complex thing set up, get all this stuff going, get the military, they make so much money off of war, and that's what it was about, get these industry, these factories going. Now, World War II was to basically unite Europe, to make something happen that's going to cause, the borders to open in Europe. And we know that didn't happen everywhere, the whole Berlin Wall thing. And, it's so much that happened in Europe, after Hitler, following the whole Hitler thing. But all that was by design, including setting up, the whole state of Islam, the whole state, Jewish state, and the whole thing with Palestine and Israel and everything. It was to basically get Israel to become a nation, which is basically going back to their first plan, to establish Judaism. So eventually one day they could create this state. So it's basically there so they can say that they are these people. And when you look at what they was going to try to do, and I think that, it got stopped because too many people woke up. They wanted to come out eventually, either the Rothschilds or somebody wanted to come out and try to prove to the world that their bloodline is the bloodline of Christ, and to get everybody to accept them as these rulers and leaders. But too much information came out. So World War II was for that purpose, to establish Israel as a nation, to unite Europe. So Europe basically had their whole, new world order basically in Europe, so where everybody, all the borders is open, you can go anywhere, you can be a citizen basically anywhere in Europe now. And we know that, London is not part of the whole Schengen agreement, but most of those countries is, where you can go there and, they have an agreement going on, the whole Schengen agreement. You can look into it if you like to. But that was the purpose of that. World War III has already begun. It started already, whether you understand it or not. It started already. Basically began the whole thing with the Saddam and this whole ISIS thing. This was the start of it. It's just the start. It's not. They're not going to come out and say full-fledged World War III. This whole war started. The only way that's going to happen, that they're going to come out and say, "Hey, World War III begun," is if we continue to show how stupid we is, because they can't come out now with all the information that's out and announce World War III. Then everybody who is a conspiracy theorist, everybody who researches anything, is going to look at that and say, "Oh well, they're trying to start, Illuminati and New World Order, this and that." What's going to take place is going to be subtle. It's going to be real subtle. It's going to happen. It might happen without a lot of bloodshed, but I don't see how that's possible. This stuff is going to be real subtle. Now, you got to look at things and what's going on with politics now. Look at this whole Donald Trump thing. Donald Trump is just, this whole thing is a joke. Anybody who thinks this stuff that's going on with Trump, winning the primary and all this kind of stuff, and as far as he got, is bullshit. Who are these people voting for Trump? Now, this is to create, divide and conquer, and make you think that it's just so many racist white people out here who just love Trump and love being racist. They paying people to go to these rallies and paying people to show up. They got a bunch of KKK people there with the mask off at these rallies. And this whole thing is a big setup. What is it going to lead to? I don't know. Who knows? Me looking at it and how what's going on, and seeing how they might spin it. They might spin it to where Trump is killed and Obama stays in office, or Trump is wounded and Obama stays in office, or something happens to Trump and Hillary takes over, or Obama stays president, something to that effect. If Donald Trump becomes president, that's another thing. It's going to open up the floodgates for Islam, because Islam is going to say, well, we are not going to respect this American president. He is racist against Muslims. But that's bullcrap, because you can see he playing golf with Muslims here. Muslims funded him on a couple projects, Mr. Donald Trump. It's all smoke and mirrors, and the Muslims are in on it. But the Muslims can come out and say all this stuff about Trump. So the Muslims can get upset that Trump became president. They can attack America with some kind of terrorist attack, and that's going to lead to a war. Us going to some country to find these terrorists who attacked America because Trump's president. and this will start World War III. Something like this could possibly happen, and we got to look to it, but understand everything that's going on with Trump in this election is bullshit. Anybody who believes in elections is stupid by now. Every 4 years they promise you something we don't get. It's bullcrap. So we got to look back at history and look at everything, and this is why I put a lot of those videos out, so you can connect the dots and realize what has taken place, especially for African Americans, for black people, Africans. As I tell you, this all has to do with us. All this stuff happened, all these wars happened. These holy wars, the establishment of these religions is because of us. They had to get us out of the place we was at, or they couldn't fulfill what they're doing right now. They couldn't do it with us in a good state. If we were in a good state, if we were ruling and back on top as we used to be, there's no way any of this stuff could happen. If we were simply just okay, just trading and doing what we was doing, not even having kings, just trading and being okay, none of this stuff wouldn't happen, because we would have united, we would have stopped anything, we would have stayed on top, and who knows where we'd be at. Something as drastic, something as crazy as slavery had to be done, because they know the potential of African people. They know what we are capable of and what we can do. Slavery was a must to beat out of us, to take out of us the information, the knowledge of our ancestors, and make sure we never came into that knowledge that we are coming finally into now towards the end, where it seems like it's too late, but it's not. It's definitely not too late. A lot of people waking up, they can't do some of the things that they're trying to do because this information is out there. And just for me personally, looking at what I seen they was trying to do, be stopped, I know they couldn't do it because the information was out there, and a lot of people just woke up and seen that, they about to do this or they trying to do that, and they couldn't do it. And that's the thing. I want you to understand that it's not set in stone. It may seem like it's over, or they're gonna win, but it's not set in stone. We still got a chance. It's tough, it's slim, because like so many people still sleep, so many people just don't want to believe, but it's still a shot, because I just can't see them taking over America, establishing this whole new world order with the people here that's here now. It would have to be some kind of, cataclysmic attack or, tragedy to happen that's going to wipe out a bunch of people in order for them to establish this new world order, because they can't do it with the consciousness of people today, and they know that, and they are steady trying to destroy that, because they are scared. If they start to try to take over shit, they know we here. We got guns, we got more guns than they do, and they can't start nothing here as far as controlling these white folks with us here. Can't do it, because if we start to fight and we put out the information, then they know the white people is going to join, which is why they want to separate us, because they can't do this with us united, and you got to understand that, which is why I always push for unity. We can't do it alone. Strong as we is, we got big egos, we can't do it by ourselves. It's not possible. If we're going to do this, if it's going to happen, it's going to be, together. And I know a lot of people don't want to accept that, but that's just the hard truth. And when you be real with yourself and look at it, it's the truth. It's the truth. So pay attention to history and look at what has taken place so far, with the religion, with the wars, and how America was started, how they came in there and took over, how they established the Federal Reserve, how the bank is running everything, how they took our land, they took the money, they took everything that's worth something in America, and they control it. Now America is not ran by Americans, it's ran by international bankers. The dollar is basically bullcrap. It's paper. Our money is not backed by any gold. The people really have nothing but, benefits and privileges. We don't have any rights. And everything that we've seen, everything that I just went through, leads you to believe that there is some kind of force trying to take over. You can be naive if you want. I hate to keep bringing y'all, bad news or sad news, it seems like sometimes, but this is the reality we got to face. We can sit back and we can say that, it's bullshit. It might not happen. Everything is going to be fine. Or, I'll die before all this stuff happened, but we really don't know. We really don't know what's going to happen and when it's going to occur. But my whole goal is to just make you aware of the history, what's going on, what could possibly be taking place, and to look at things completely different. Don't be naive. Don't sit back because you got a little bit of money and you're happy and you can do whatever you want. You can go fly around and do things. Don't be happy and content with that. That's what they want you to be. They want you to be, either poor and trying to climb your way out of it, or money and just, have money and just be happy and just not worried about what they're doing. Either way, we lose. So, got to put the information out so you can get it. You can put it in your head. Go out, have fun, do what you got to do, but keep this information, spread it, so when you see things, you can point to it and understand it, and you can point it out to other people so we can, we can act on it. But wanted to do this video because I just put out the Islam video, and a lot of people was like, hey, what's up with this whole, 3 world war stuff? I got a lot of messages on Facebook about it. What's up with the 3 steps and the 3 wars and what's going to happen, this and that. So I wanted to do this video real quick, just to if you watch the videos, put it together. It's leading to something. Either they're going to fail because we know too much, because too much information is out, they're going to fail, or their timeline is going to get pushed back like another 200 years because they can't do nothing now because the information is out. They're going to try to control the internet, but we ain't going to let that happen. They're going to try to regulate the internet. We're not going to let that happen. So long as we got this information and we sharing it and we passing it around, we continually putting out information, they can't complete their agenda unless we are gone. And they can't just, kill us, because then everybody really is going to unite then. This is a game, people. Don't think that they are winning. I didn't want to leave you with that feeling that, oh, it's hopeless. It's not. It's not set in stone. They may think it is, but you don't think it is. Understand, we got a shot. And the way things are looking, the way people are waking up, I mean, we throwing some big blows back at them just by knowing what they are going to do. Watch out for this whole Trump thing. Hillary, Trump, bogus shit, we all know. No matter who the president is going to be, we are screwed regardless. We got to act accordingly to whoever becomes president, and don't let them get over on us with this false flag bullshit. None of these fake terrorist attacks. We know they are ISIS. We know it's all bullshit. We got to stay on top of the information and spread it, because it's about to come to a point at some point this year. We know it's an election. We got the Olympics, we got the election. The Olympics might be a smokescreen for something major, we don't know. Pay attention, keep your eyes open. Don't feel like it's hopeless. Stay up on your information. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video. A lot more to come, a lot more videos, but thanks for watching.